Car values. Car values is like one of those topics that almost everybody wants cars to appreciate until they appreciate to a point where you can't afford them. So it's like everybody likes to think they've got a car that will go up in value until they want to buy a car that's gone up in value that's nowhere near worth what the market value of that car is. Like demand has driven the price increases of that car to a point where, you know, how do you define what something's worth? Well, whatever somebody else is willing to pay for it, and then people keep paying stupid prices for cars that aren't worth anything, and then all of a sudden you've got, you know, cars that are crap with really high values. I saw MG Maestro Turbo. An MG Maestro Turbo is even rarer than a Metro Turbo on piston heads. Low mileage, white one, what you'd want if you was going to buy one, but like £15,000. It's not a desirable car. It's rubbish. I mean, there's a reason MG have gone out of business. It's because they built shit cars. And now we're at a point where cars like that are worth crazy money because there's not many of them, and the people that want them are willing to pay lots of money for them for like nostalgia or whatever people want them. And that like goes for loads of cars now. I mean, again, like Skylines is a classic example. An R34 GTR, you can pay well into six figures for. Like some of the V-Spec Nur Edition ones, you know, you're talking like nearly £250,000 of like a kind of market value of those kinds of cars. So you just think, well, where does it end? I mean, I know all the kind of like COVID stuff and like worries about, you know, big business and stuff like that, I'd imagine has put like a halt on some of those rapidly increasing car prices. But yeah, I really do wonder what becomes of those cars after people invest that amount of money in them. Inevitably the prices will come down again, and if you've bought into one of those cars at £250,000 and then, you know, the prices crash, they come back down, you know, that car's probably never going to see the market again, because nobody's ever going to want to sell it after investing that kind of money in it and losing so much. I think it's different if you buy a new car and you lose money on it. It's because you expect to lose money on it. You know, if you buy a brand new BMW M3, you're going to expect that you'll lose 25% in the first year, another 5% every year after, probably. Some cars are worth prices the market demands of them because of rarity. But rarity, it's just not enough sometimes. I mean, classic examples are things like E46 M3 CSLs. You know, those are quite valuable, but they're not crazy prices. I think you can get them for, you know, 60, 65,000, which is, I guess, probably not far off what they were new. So they've hardly appreciated, but I mean, there has been a period of depreciation, and then they've gone back up again, which is obviously what's traditional, as opposed to like supercars. Like when they bring out a new Ferrari, almost immediately it's worth more than the book price is because they're hard to get hold of. So, you know, you kind of think, what does happen to those cars that aren't really worth what people are paying for them, you know, comparatively against new cars? £60,000 worth of brand new M3 or £15,000 worth of MG Maestro Turbo, you know, is the MG Maestro worth a quarter of the BMW? In terms of driving, no, not at all. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Old Bristol rolling. Round of applause. It's rolling rawhide.
The terror of the sea moss.
It's too good, that clip, isn't it? How do you even find all these things?
I don't know. I don't know where I can't even remember.
Like, where does anything viral on the internet come from?
Charlie bit my finger.
Yeah. That was a shit one as well. It wasn't even that good.
Wouldn't even
Like
hold
the
up
sneezing
now,
panda.
would it?
Yeah. Certainly not even interesting.
It's like when the internet's just new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.